Just to piggyback on what you were talking about with UTEP in the post game on Saturday, and you say at every game the next game is the most important game, but scouting UTEP, now that you've had some time to look at it, what is it about their team that you really respect?
Well, I felt this going to the season. You look your schedule, and you know teams. I thought UTEP was really talented. I knew some of those young guys they had brought in. Then they have a coaching change. But I also knew the guy they put in charge of coaching is a good coach. He's been around. He understands. And earlier they had some injuries. They had some issues. The Weems kid been out half the time. Frazier kid, who's McDonald's All-American, took a leave of absence after the coach resigned. So things are in shambles there a little bit. But since then, they've kind of righting the ship a little bit and got it steadied, and all those guys have been back. Frazier plays his season high minutes against Middle. And again, remember, he's McDonald's All-American. Then you've got, the Weems kid who's back now, didn't play against Middle, but played 20 minutes against UAB and was a factor in that game. So they got really good parts. Omega, he's been around for a while, and we know he can really score a basketball. I knew they had a point guard out of Chicago, that Gilliam kid, who's quick on quick, can shoot it and score it. Days, a guy that's come on for him. I think he's averaged 18 points a game the last couple games. A freshman from Georgia. So they got really good pieces. They're shooting the ball really well, and they're starting to get some rhythm and chemistry to what they're doing. And again, that's what makes them so difficult now. They had some wins. They beat New Mexico at home, and New Mexico just beat San Diego State. And when you go on the road at UAB and only get beat 7 and let them most of the way to the first half, that tells you enough about them right there. Never easy to win on the road anywhere, Mike. And again, there's a lot of history and tradition in UTEP's program. I think Justin was telling me last time we went there 2 years ago, we were up 20 in the second half, and they had basically a sellout crowd and ended up not winning the game. So it's been a difficult place through the years to, go get W's. So don't think they're bringing back no national championship teams this time, are they? To help with that. Was you guys there? You was there, so sellout crowd, and so they're going to be good, and they're playing the best they played all year long right now.
Why is it so difficult to play on the road, do you think? Has it changed over the years?
No, it's never been easy throughout history of basketball to go on the road and win. That's just where it is. Whatever reasons, who knows? There's several reasons. Officiating can be a reason on the road sometimes based on, crowds. I've seen that be a big factor through the years. Not mention no names where it's more difficult than others sometimes because of that. Most of the time emotionally, kids seem to be, more comfortable playing in their home environments, whatever reason. So, but I'll promise you this, playing at home don't assure anything. You better be ready to play, because there's teams too who can go on the road sometimes and play more relaxed than you do at home. So we know it'll be a challenge both Thursday and Saturday. Both those teams are playing their best basketball. You haven't talked about San Antonio yet, because I know it's not the next one, but for them just to go into UAB and do what they did. Have UAB down 20 points and beat them by 13. That's all you got to say.
Go ahead, Brian.
What did you think about the way Jake came in and played Saturday? Those passes had them well.
I thought Jake came in, looked like the old Jake a little bit. Thought he was very aggressive, and he was shot faking to get that shot off, which I liked his aggression. And, he added to, he gave us 12 points, hit 2 threes. It's been a while since he's hit 2 threes in a game. So hopefully that jump starts him and gets him back going, because we need him. We need the ability to make 5-7 threes a game. It does so much for us. When we're trying to grind enough twos, making 1 3 a game, or 2 threes a game, it means you got to grind it much harder on those threes. If we get up to 5, we get up to 7, it helps us a bunch. And he's a young man that's capable of really doing that every night for us.
Are you going to think about maybe using that starting lineup over again with him coming, Devontae coming off the bench?
You know, Brad, y'all have heard me say this. I don't get into who all starts. It's who finishes that game more important than anything. You know, we'll go with the guys we've been going with all year long. But again, the more you can add to coming off the bench, basically the more minutes you get. And when Jake adds to like he did the other day, I think it gave him some confidence and gives us all a little more confidence in him too. Then it's very obvious, you know, we need him. I got a lot of confidence in him, and team needs him. Team believes in him, and he's going to play.
Rick, so many things about Tay impress me, and you know, I go back to Saturday's game. He plays the whole game. And you mentioned how, you know, guarding Elmore is a real challenge. You're moving, at least from my vantage point, you know, he hits that 3 late in the game, that key 3. It looks like his conditioning is outstanding. He doesn't show fatigue if he gets there. Is that just another impressive thing about him?
You guys remember I told you this in fall conditioning. I never had a freshman lead us in conditioning. What I mean, win most of the reps and never not make his times in a rep. Like I told some of those other guys, that's good and bad. You know, it's bad. He's beating some seniors, but that's kind of who he is. He's got great endurance, and that comes from great toughness too. You got to have some toughness to have that, and he's got a great mixture of all that. He's played a bunch of minutes for us, and like I say, he gets the toughest assignment every game. And chasing Elmore around, bouncing off those screens constantly, that's not easy. And again, he gets that every game for us, Mike.
What are some of your thoughts on these new transfer rules that are probably coming here in the future?
I don't think those rules will ever, well, which ones you talking about?
Saying now if a coach leaves or gets fired, those guys can transfer right away.
Well, that's more of a possibility. But just to open it up and let anybody transfer whenever they want to transfer, that'll be the absolutely horrible rule. I mean, all everybody would do would recruit off everybody else's campuses. Watch and see how somebody's playing. Go call his AAU coach and say, we got a scholarship for him. I mean, I can't see that happening. If that happens, I'll be ready to go to the woods because you got no chance. You got zero chance. How you coach a kid? You get on him, try to coach him. Well, hey, I'm going to go somewhere and play next year. I don't have to get yelled at. Really plays well, and all of a sudden people start putting things in his ear and try to pull him out of your program. You know, we'd have no chance. I can't see that rule passing. Does the rule pass if a coach leaves or gets fired to be immediately eligible? That's a possibility. And that's okay, rule. It'd be okay. Come on, got one more for me somewhere. You ain't asked one yet.
Do you think that, I know we talked about on Saturday, Tavion getting that technical, do you think that was a turning point at all for getting more focused?
Well, if we want to look at it as a turning point, we can say from that point on, we were pretty good. So, hey, it's kind of how you want to look at it. If you ask me, do you want to get a technical and not get one, I'd say let's don't get one. So that's 2 points that we gave them at the time. So been down 2, we're down 4. You know, it turned out fine at the time. But I just thought it was winning time for our guys late in that game. And again, we had overcome Burke hitting 3 threes in a row. I think we go up 10. He cuts it back to 1 in, like I say, 2 minutes and something. That's how quick it disappeared. You know, we had a 10-point lead, you know, halfway through that second half, and I think got away from us. But from that point on, like I said, not watching that game, you thought they were scoring every possession, but they only had 1 field goal the last 8 minutes and 17 seconds, if I remember correctly. 1 field goal. 8 minutes and 17 seconds, they had 1 field goal and 5 free throws. So, you know, they missed some shots. But again, allowed us to go on a roll there, get on a roll and, you know, find ways to make some plays down that stretch.
never been to El Paso before?
Yeah, I've played that tournament there 2 or 3 times. I don't know if they have it anymore. The old Sun Bowl tournament. We used to have a basketball tournament. It was sponsored by Sierra. Sierra is a big clothing plant. And you guys, not many of you all in here, Paul understands. Remember Sierra clothing line? Back in our days, it was a big clothing line. You guys too young. Y'all never wore Sierra. No. But Mike, you remember it? And they were sponsor of it, and they'd always take your team a tour through the plant. You know, back in the days, you know, UTEP was big time tradition basketball. You know, they were good, and I guess in this league they've been good. They've drawn, am I right on stats? They've drawn more than anybody else since they've been in Conference USA. Is that a right stat?
Yeah, that's probably true.
It seemed like I saw that or heard that at our conference meetings or something, and they really hadn't been great in the last several years, have they?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years since they've been good, and they still draw good. So no, there's a lot of tradition there, and it won't be an easy place to go play and win. Mike, go ahead.
Rick, I am not asking about the Saturday game, but I am asking about this 2-game swing. And Zach, correct me, I think it is the shortest turnaround of the road trips that you have this season where you travel somewhere else. Do you coach any differently, prepare any differently? I'm talking about playing at 9 o'clock on Thursday, and I think Saturday's game's at 3 o'clock. Is that any factor?
You know, not really no factor. You don't coach any different, that's for sure. You're going to try to do everything you can to win that first one. We'll travel Thursday night, go to San Antonio. Friday's basically just a prep day walkthrough. There's very little energy, you know, in that practice. We'll get some shots up, but more or less it's just a prep thing. Now it is a quick turnaround for Saturday afternoon. If you ask me, would you rather play early or late? I'd always take the early games. I like playing early games versus lay around those hotels all day long. So, you know, again, maybe not so much this year, but games are easier in practice. You ask a kid, you play on Thursday and turn around and play Saturday. That's easy for them. Versus practicing Thursday, practicing Friday, practicing Saturday. They don't want that at all now, and that's a whole lot harder. But again, our practice hadn't been like they have been because of where we at with our numbers. But no, Mike, that won't be an issue. We won't coach any different. We'll do anything different.